What's up, metalheads? My name's Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel, and today I got a very interesting knife for you guys. This is going to be the first real steel knife I've had on my channel, I'm pretty sure. I can't think of another one I've had, and this is a good one. I don't know if they're all going to be this good or not, because I've heard some mixed reviews about real steel, so you know, take this with a grain of salt. This is an exclusive knife that was sold at Indiana Knives, indianaknives.com. This is the Real Steel Megalodon. Now, I believe they made the Megalodon in other variations, but this variation here, I believe it was... Actually, I know this one was only sold at Indiana Knives, excuse me. I keep saying Indiana Knives. And this one's an m390 blade steel. And my goodness. Fantastic action on this knife. Not real familiar with real steel, like I said, but this one's really good. I don't have any specs for this knife though. The website's not giving me any specs at all, so we're gonna have to take those ourselves. And I can tell you this is a larger knife. I am curious whether or not this is titanium or not. I don't know. Yeah, that is a titanium frame lock, so I wasn't sure about that. But, yeah, let's take some measurements on this guy and figure out what we're working with here, and then we will go from there. This is a long knife. So this is another knife sent in by Q-Ball. Q-Ball likes them big, so this is another big one. All right, our overall length on this knife is going to be 8 3/4 inches. Blade length is 3 and almost 4 inches, 3 7/8, and cutting edge is about 3 3/4. Not cutting edge is 3 7/8. The overall length is closer to 4, so 3 7/8. We'll check the rest of the numbers on the calipers here. The blade thickness is going to be 130 thousandths. The handle thickness is going to be just under a 1/2 inch. We'll call it a 1/2 inch. So good size knife. Weight, I'm guessing 4 ounces. For the size of the knife, it's actually pretty lightweight. It may be under 4 ounces, honestly. It's pretty light, surprisingly light for its size. .4, so yeah. Yeah, not bad at all for such a large knife. Titanium frame lock, and you do have a liner on the inside of the micarta scale, and that liner is steel. So they do have a steel liner in there. You do have a stainless steel light bar insert with a ceramic detent ball. It is riding on caged ceramic ball bearings. Pocket clip is right hand tip up only, and the pocket clip is titanium also. Very interesting pocket clip. Something else very interesting here, the way this is cut out for the lock bar. This is acting, the way they've cut this out, from everything I can tell, I haven't disassembled this knife, but from what I can see, it is acting as the over travel stop. It's like it's cut at an angle. So when you push the lock bar out, it can only go so far, and it's hitting back here and will not allow it to go past that point. So you don't push the lock bar out too far. Very interesting design, the way they did this here. Never seen that on a knife before. This is a first for me, so yeah, very interesting the way they did that. Pocket clip works really well, goes in and out of the pocket really well. It does not carry very deep at all, so you're going to have, you know, that much of the knife sticking up out of your pocket. Some people really like that, some people don't. I don't mind it at all. I don't care if people see I have a knife in my pocket. If I was worried about that, I probably wouldn't carry a knife in my pocket. So let's do some size comparisons, because like I said, this is a big one. So luckily I have some other larger knives here that other people have sent in to me, because I don't really carry knives this large. Let's go ahead and do the BRS Evolve Capiche. It's not quite as big as that one, but it's a pretty big knife. What else we got here? It's large. We'll go ahead and do the Monterey Bay Knives Slayback XL. A little shorter than that one, or a little longer than that one. It's right in the middle of those two, size-wise, length-wise. How about the Benchmade Griptilian? Bit longer than the Griptilian, but quite a bit thinner than the Griptilian. What else we got here? How about the f5.5? Quite a bit longer than the f5.5. What else we got? How about the Yojimbo 2? Quite a bit longer than that also. The Shaman, it's a long knife, but it's going to have a little length even on the Shaman, so probably about a ½ inch longer than a Shaman. I don't think I have anything else here out at the moment that is this long. I have a couple of Megarons that were sitting here, but they're all put away at the moment. So, but that should give you guys a good idea. Actually, let me do a couple of the regulars real quick, because those are a lot of oddball knives that a lot of people may not have. Here's the Penguin. Here is the Benchmade Bug Out. So, long knife. Long and lightweight, honestly. And here's the Spyderco Para 3. And that should give you guys a good idea of the size of this one. This is this has set the bar high for me for Real Steel, because like I said, I haven't had any other Real Steel knives. Never owned a Real Steel knife. And this thing is like buttery smooth, as you can see here. And the blade isn't very heavy and it drops like that, so pretty impressive. For detent brake is a little late, but once you get by it, it's there. It just goes right by it. It's right there. It's detent brake. But if you just hold the lock bar over, it'll go right past it. It'll fall right past that. Not an issue. The detent itself, very, very snappy detent. It takes a little effort to pop that thing out, actually. Can't get a good grip on it because there's not much blade to grab, but yeah, very, very good detent. But with a flipper, you want a stronger detent, and they definitely gave you one with this. Yeah, very, very cool action. Very smooth. Very smooth on the open and the drop. Micarta feels really nice in hand. It's not super grippy on the flat area here, but it's more grippy on the sides here where they've chamfered it. Yeah, it feels really good in hand. Titanium's got a nice stonewash finish on it, and so does the pocket clip. Blade has a satin finish on it with a full flat grind, so this thing's gonna be super slicey. Only being 130 thousandths, a full flat grind up, it's gonna be really, really slicey. Medium-sized hand, I've got quite a bit sticking out, so a large or extra large hand, you'd be fine with this knife. These were MSRP were actually originally looks like they were $207, but then they marked these down to $125, and they're showing sold out at the moment for $125. Man, this seems like a really good deal for M390 with this kind of action. Titanium frame lock. Designed by Carson H, and this is number 169. I'm not familiar with that designer. I have to look and see what else he's done out there. You do have all T8 hardware here. Pretty sure it's T8. It may actually be T10. Let me check that real quick. T8. Yeah, all T8 hardware, so that's pretty cool. Nice to see that. No T6s in there. Even the pocket clip is actually the light bar inserter T6, but unless you're doing some anodizing work or something, you don't really need to worry about taking that off. So yeah, very simple construction. Seems very well made, and the action is just really good, really, really good. Looks like they got room for some thumb studs here. It'd be nice to see some thumb studs, but as long as this knife is, I don't know if that you'd get the right leverage with the thumb studs there. You probably would with a decent set, but yeah, I prefer thumb studs over a flipper personally, but this flipper tab works really well. They did the jimping. They only put it on this one angled edge here, right there, as you can see. It's the only place there's jimping, but it's really good jimping. I mean, it gives you a lot of traction. You're not slipping off this jimping. It doesn't hurt your finger, but it's really, you get a lot of traction on this jimping. It's done extremely well. It's sharp enough to where it catches your finger really well, but it doesn't hurt, so. Push button will work, not the most comfortable because of how it's kind of pointed up right there, but you can do it. And it's not terribly uncomfortable to push button it, but the light switch is really much better with this one for sure. Yeah, light switch is far better. You get much more leverage. The blade comes out quicker with the light switch. So yeah, very cool knife. I like it. Makes me want to check out more knives from Real Steel. I know they sell a lot of Chinese, not so good stuff. From what I've seen online from other people. So if there's some other decent Real Steel knives out there, comment below and let me know what they are. I'm not real familiar with Real Steel at all, like I said. Don't know much at all about them. So if they've got some more that are this kind of quality, comment below, let me know what they are. I'd be very interested in checking some more of their knives out. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you're new, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys on the next one.